Hello. I got up today and I started thinking, well, today is the day. I'll start working on the boat. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna start working on when I got up, my house was 80 degrees. So, sorry, bud. I'm gonna go out here and look at the air conditioning instead of the boat. Well, what's wrong with my air conditioning? I'm not sure. But usually, with an air conditioning system, there's one of two things that will go bad. That would be either your capacitor in your air conditioner, or it would be your switch in your air conditioner. Now, I'm not sure which one is wrong with my air conditioner. However, I am going to try to fix that air conditioner. So, hang tight. I'll be back in just a minute with a piece of wood to sit on, a nut driver, and a voltmeter. So I'm pretty sure I know what's wrong with it already. So here we are back at the air conditioner. I got a socket, ratchet that kind of fits the bolts. It'll get them out. They're a little tight in here. Now, before when this went out, I had to replace the capacitor in here because the capacitor took a shit on me. This time, I'm thinking that what's wrong with it is because the breaker in the house is not tripped. There is a box on the outside of the house. That box on the outside of the house is I don't think it has any fuses in it. I think it's just a disconnect. Because when I opened it up, it's got a solid piece in there that doesn't look like it has any fuses. It may have fuses underneath that solid piece. I didn't pull it out, but here we be, almost into it. So, put that there. I gotta take out this plate. I do have to remind everyone, because of the way I'm believing that YouTube works, and I see people do this on here all the time, and I know that I see people also talking about, oh, well, blah, 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 and it's dangerous, and blah, 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 and you should do this, and you should take care to. I have been doing work like this for a very long time, and I am totally qualified to do this. So, I was wrong. I was absolutely 100% wrong in my assessment of what was wrong with this air conditioner. I don't even need to take out the meter and look. So, when you look in an air conditioning system like this capacitor right here, the top of this capacitor is supposed to be flat. That one being bulged up like that, well, that is not good. So, what I have to do now is I have to find one of these capacitors. And the easiest way to do that is to look at the numbers on the capacitor. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes it even better. Nothing quite like getting out here and working on electrical stuff in the rain. So anyway, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to, at this point, I'm going to go in the house and I'm going to turn off the electric to this, because my original intent was to check voltages and check the different things that could be wrong with it, to say, all right, is this what's wrong? Is that what's wrong? But that's not what it is. So, in the interest of staying safe, here's what we need to do. Go into the fuse box here, find the one that says conditioner unit and shut it off. Now at work, we would normally put a lock on something like that to keep anybody from turning it on and off. I don't have anyone else here that would turn that on and off, so of course I'm not going to worry about putting a lock on it. I, however, am, because I have it. This is called a hot stick. Now, you can't always go by or trust these things because they do mess up. However, if you put this up against something that is a hot circuit, it will light up and it will beep at you, and it will be like beep. However, I put that on there. Yeah, it'll sound like that. I put that on there, it didn't beep. But that really doesn't mean anything, because there could still be power in that capacitor, and I really don't want to get shocked today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get out my voltmeter, and I'm going to set this to volts AC. I don't know what the hell that camera's looking at right now. Okay, yeah, it's looking in the right place. And these are the lines coming in. And as you can see, we have 0. So, I now also am going to stick it on this capacitor, and as you can see, we have 0. So, I verified that the power is off. I have also verified that the capacitor is definitely junk. I, however, do not know the shape of this contactor, and contactors are fairly cheap. So, while I'm in here, I am going to go ahead and set this for ohms. Now, on these contactors, if you push right here, it will make the connection. You push that in, because whenever you turn on the thing, it sends voltage across these 2 wires here to snap that in. This has a permanent connection across. This one, however, is controlled from inside the house. It snaps this together, and that's how you get your thing to work. So what I'm going to do while I have it here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that across there. And I do have a little bit of ohms. I mean, realistically, going across here, oh, that's actually in my That's actually in my leads. I'm showing 1 ohm through my leads. It might be about time to replace those. Or I don't have a good connection. Oh, yeah, I'm showing 1 kilo ohm. Okay. So, anyway, we now know that the capacitor is garbage. So, I'm not exactly sure if there's any place open on a Friday night. Well, Friday, not sure exactly what time it is. I know it's not early in the day. Not sure if there's anywhere that's open right now that I could go down and buy one of these capacitors and get my air conditioner going. I do, however, have an old window unit that's the emergency unit that I have had for quite a while. Mom took it out of her house and she was going to throw it away, and I'm like, nah, don't throw that away. I might find a use for it at my house. So when my air conditioner quit on me the last time, I actually brought this home and put it on my system. I don't remember what the ohms on that are, and I don't think I have the right size socket out here to take that loose. So I will be right back, and I'm gonna get me another socket to take that out. Be right back. Well, I solved one mystery. I went and got my phone. I looked at the clock, and I'm pretty sure there aren't any air conditioner places open right now. However, one of the reasons I went and got my phone is a mechanic trick that we do in a lot of different factories and stuff like that, where the maintenance guys will do this a lot. They have a phone on these, or a camera on these phones. So I just wrote down my part number. Now, I got the capacitor pulled out of here. Am I gonna shove it back in? No. I got this plate off of here. Am I gonna put this plate back on? No. Instead, because of the fact that I can't fix this right now, I'm gonna put that plate there. And this plate will do a good enough job of keeping rainwater out of my electrical panel. I'm just going to stick this one on here. And I'm going to call it a day. And I'm probably going to go in there and look on Amazon and, you know, I'm not overly concerned with trying to get this air conditioner 100% sealed up and ready to go, even though it's getting ready to rain. It'll be fine with just this cover, because the rain is going to hit and it's going to run down the front and it won't end up in that box. The only problem is losing these screws. So I'm going to put them screws in my little socket box here, shut this up, and go work on the garage, start trying to clean up some of the stuff in the garage, because I was going to work on the boat today. I don't really want to do that in the driveway in the rain. I was going to, yeah. Thanks, air conditioner, for ruining a perfectly good day in rain. Appreciate it. So that's kind of how you fix an air conditioner and diagnose the problem. Not a whole lot to those. If you open one up and you look in there and that capacitor's all humped over on the top like that one was, yeah, it's bad. If you look inside of there and the contactor's not pulling in, well, that also is bad. If you, because originally I was going to pull it open and I was going to take my screwdriver and I was going to push the middle of that contactor and see if the compressor kicked on. If it did, then I would have known I need to look at the signal wire. If it didn't, then I would know that contactor was bad, which is what I originally thought was wrong, was the contactor. Now I know it wasn't. I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to try to order a new capacitor. Should someone who watches this video attempt to do this repair on your own, exercise extreme caution. You would be working with electricity. Make sure you turn off and check everything to make sure, like I did, that it is dead, because the last thing you want is to get shocked. It's not pleasant. A little bit of care goes a long way. Well, that's it for the air conditioner repair thing. I could show myself putting that back in there later on. There's nothing to it. You just unplug the wires, plug the wires into the new one, and shove it back in that hole, seal it all back up, call it a day, you're done. Till next time. Peace.